Welcome to Apple Valley Center mandatory training. In this mandatory training session, we're going to cover fire safety, formerly known as Code Red. Each employee must know the fire plan and remember our number one priority is resident safety. Fires fall under disaster, and as an employee of Apple Valley, we have responsibilities and we are considered first responders during a disaster. Our jobs may change, and we do not leave the center until dismissed by our supervisor. Our first line of defense is RACE, the acronym RACE: Rescue, Alarm, Contain, Extinguish, Evacuate. If you see a fire, perform RACE. If you are in a resident room, you can dial 799, which will open up the speakers on the facility telephone, and you will announce facility alert. We are activating fire emergency protocols in the location nice and loud 3 times. If you are near a facility phone, you can depress the page button and announce facility alert. We are activating fire emergency protocols in the location nice and loud 3 times. Remember, we are a page-free center, so we need to page 3 times so the fellow coworkers can receive the entire message. After hearing facility alert, we are activating fire emergency protocols in the location, and you do not hear the fire alarm system activated, pull a pull station. North 1, nurse shall make the backup call to the air fire department by dialing 9, then 911. Pull stations are located at the end of each wing. The rule of thumb is anytime you leave off the unit or exit the facility, the pull station will be on the right hand side within 5 to 7 feet of that exit. Other fire alarm devices, we are 100% sprinkled. Things we do not do, we do not hang anything from the sprinkler, and we do not do any storage within 18 inches of the sprinkler head. If the sprinkler head is activated and there is storage, the affected area may not get the water on it because the sprinkler head opens up into a rainbow effect, and if the storage is there, it will hit the storage only. We also have a fully addressable fire alarm system, and we have 4 fire alarm annunciators, 1 at each nurse's station and 1 in the vestibule in the front lobby as you enter or exit the facility through the front door. The fire alarm system will actually give you the exact location. For example, if the smoke detector was going off in the NPE office, it would read South 1, NPE office, smoke detector. We also have magnetic door holders, which are released during a fire alarm activation. We must watch all exit doors to ensure resident safety. We also have smoke and heat detectors throughout the center. Fire extinguishers. You may be required to bring a fire extinguisher to the scene, so you need to know how to operate it. Our extinguishers are type ABC, which fight wood, electrical, and gas fires. We use the acronym PASS, pull the safety pin, aim at the base of the fire, squeeze the trigger, and sweep back and forth at the base of the fire. They are located at the end of each hallway and within 75 feet of each other. Dietary has a class K, which is for grease fires. We shelter in place, which means we do not leave the center like other industries which actually would leave their facility. We actually stay within the facility and we move beyond smoke fire doors horizontally. Remember, resident room doors automatically release during a fire alarm as they are on a magnetic hold. North 2 is our special care unit for different fire procedures than the other 2 units due to the fact that we have dementia Alzheimer's patients. There is a double dining room on North 2 where most of our residents will spend anywhere from 8 to 12 hours a day in that unit. They receive all their activities and the 3 meals in that room. So if it's a non-scene room, we can transfer all the residents into that room. If we can, we'll try to put the residents behind the closed door in their room. And if the worst case, if we cannot get them to either location, you can maintain them in the hallway within your span of control. Responsibilities: Center Executive Director, Center Nursing Executive, or Nursing Supervisor House Person in charge, when available, will report to the lobby on the first floor, determine the location, and dispatch staff as needed. They will meet the fire department and escort to the area. Coordinate staff action with the fire department. Again, the North 1 nurse will make the backup call to the fire department, and they will also announce facility alert. We are activating fire emergency protocols in the location 3 times, and they will assign staff to lock down both elevators and secure southwest corridor as required. Nursing responsibilities: Supervisor House Person in charge will report to North 1 and assist coordination of operation and ensure safety of all personnel. Call the Center Executive Director, the Center Nursing Executive, and Maintenance Supervisor as soon as possible. Assist the fire department as needed. Bring a current census. Licensed staff at all times must know the whereabouts of their residents, their condition, and their mobility level. Assign floor personnel to care for the residents during an alarm. This should be done prior to an onset of an alarm. Bring current census and perform a resident head count. Secure an EMR laptop in the event of an evacuation. Certified nursing assistants and unit assistants. Clear the corridors, assure resident safety, close all windows and doors. As staff checks resident rooms, if it's evacuated, they will place a yellow tag on the door handle. South 2, Fire Aid 1, North 2, Fire Aid 1. This will be signified on your assignment sheet. You will get a fire extinguisher and meet the North 2 Fire Aid at the double entrance doors to North 2. You will both proceed to the fire scene to perform race. There is an exception. If only one staff member shows, then nobody goes, and the other exception, if there is not enough staff to accommodate this, nobody will report to the scene. Office staff: secure your work area and report to the front lobby. You will collect face sheets, visitor logs, and employee roster, and the staffing schedule. In the absence of the Center Executive Director, you shall take those responsibilities. Dietary: you'll secure the dining room. If residents or visitors are present in the dining room, then you will remain with them, as long as it's a non-fire scene. Instruct the kitchen staff and bring a list of diets for the residents. Staff will turn off all equipment, secure the area, and report to the front lobby as long as they know where the scene is. Housekeeping: if you are on a unit, you will secure your equipment and remain on that unit. You will assist with checking all windows and doors, assist with clearing the hallway, and report to the nurses station for further instruction. If you are in the basement, you will secure your equipment and then report to the lobby via the stairwell. Only if you know where the scene is and its non-scene is the lobby. Otherwise, if you do not know where the scene is, you shall remain in the basement hallway awaiting further instruction. Laundry: if you are on the unit, you will stay there and you will secure your equipment and assist with clearing the hallways and equipment and report to the nurses station for further instruction. If you are in the basement, you will secure the basement and report to the lobby via the stairwell as long as you know where the location of the scene is. If you do not know the location of the scene, you shall remain in the basement hallway awaiting further instruction. Activities responsibilities: if you are in the activity room and you have residents in the activity room and it's non-scene, you shall stay in the activity room with the residents. If there are no residents in the activity room, secure the activity room and report to the front lobby as long as you know where the scene is. If you do not know where the scene is, you shall remain in the hallway of the activity room and wait for further instruction. Rehab department responsibilities. If you are in rehab and you have a patient with you, that's where you shall remain as long as it's non-seen. If there are no residents in the rehab department, you shall report to the North 1 via the stairwells or the hallway as long as you know where the scene is, and North 1 is not the scene area. If you do not know where the scene is, you shall remain in the hallway of rehab and wait for further instruction. Hairdresser responsibilities. If there are residents in the salon, you shall stay with those residents as long as it's non-seen. If there are no residents in the salon, you shall report to the lobby as long as the lobby is non-seen and you are aware where the scene is. If you are unaware of where the scene is, you shall remain in the hallway in front of the salon and wait for further instruction. All other ancillary staff, secure your work area and report to the front lobby as long as the front lobby is not the scene area and you know where the scene is. If you are unaware of where the scene is, you shall remain in the hallway of the area that you are working at and wait for further instruction. How do we evacuate? We evacuate horizontally, then vertically. The types of evacuation by patient type is ambulatory first, wheelchair second, bariatric third, or resident refusal will be third as well. If a resident room is the affected area, we evacuate that room, the room on the left, the right, and the 2 or 3 across initially. We'll also use, if we have to evacuate out of the center, the Neshoba Valley Medical Center as a short-term evacuation site, or the Air High School will be a short-term evacuation site as well. If we are utilizing the Neshoba Valley Medical Center and we can access it through the tunnel, that would be the preferred method to move into that facility. Remember the order of evacuation: ambulatory first, wheelchair second, bariatric and refusal is third. We must all be able to assist in moving residents. Even if they're not your direct care residents or you are not a direct caregiver, we must all be able to participate in a full evacuation. Other things you may need to know: you may be required by the Air Fire Department for the Safety Data Sheets, better known as SDS manual. This is located at each nurse's station as we contain chemicals in the facility, and if there is an actual fire scene, it may affect the response from the fire department. If there's ever a clothing fire, remember the simple rule: stop, drop, and roll. Always wrap the person in a blanket before rolling. If you have questions about fire safety, resources are as follows: Emergency Preparedness Plan, which is located at each nurse's station. Speak with your supervisor or manager. Remember, questions are encouraged as they seek knowledge. Know what to do prior to have to doing it. Thank you. Don't forget to take your quiz and pass it in.